Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I'm Julian Northbrook from doingenglish.com. It was exactly 1 month ago today that I, in a hotel in Cork City, about an hour away from where I live, suddenly got a stabbing pain in my stomach and then proceeded to throw up blood. Obviously that wasn't good, and I ended up going to A&E, where it transpired that I had a particularly nasty peptic ulcer, that is a stomach ulcer that was bleeding, hence the vomiting of hemoglobin and blood. And yeah, they told me essentially these things are caused by an excess of things like caffeine and alcohol, but the main kind of thing that's going to cause it is too much stress. Too much stress creates too much acid in the stomach, which, as you can imagine, screws up the stomach. Well, the problem was, or rather I should say the thing was, all the stress I had in my life this time last month was not only of my own making, but if I'm perfectly honest, was totally avoidable. You see, I was being a perfectionist about everything that I was doing. And as a result, I was causing myself a ton of unnecessary hassle in work that I really actually didn't need to do. And alongside trying to maintain that, I was trying to write my PhD thesis, and the result was complete overload. It was just too much. I couldn't cope with it. I couldn't sleep properly. I got stressed out, and I screwed up my stomach. You see, things like this very YouTube video, instead of just recording it like I am now on my phone, when I'm finished, I'll press the stop button. The file will automatically be pinged to my assistant in the Philippines, who will then process it, upload it for me. So when you actually get this, it will be a couple of days after recording it, because she's already gone for the weekend now. Instead of just doing that, well, what was I doing? I was using a professional camera with a professional mic setup, which, because, you know, once you start to go up in quality and price with this gear, well, I needed proper lights in order to be able to expose it properly, film it properly, which also then meant the whole thing had to be edited. It all had to be post-processed, color correction, sound processing, not to mention syncing up of audio to the video, and basically, in order to get a fairly small, if I'm perfectly honest, increase in quality for my videos, I was taking my time from a mere 5 minutes to record the video to a few hours, which, when I thought about it and when I think about it now, just seems absolutely ridiculous. But that was the habit, the routine that I was stuck in. Not only that, but most of what I was doing in my business really was following a similar kind of thread, as it were, trend. I was doing a lot of things that just wasn't necessary, that was just overly complex, and the only reason I was doing it like that is because that's how I had always done it. It was habit, nothing more. So I set myself a challenge. I said, how can I massively, drastically reduce, minimalize, simplify, declutter the way that I live and work so that things are faster, easier, stress-free? And I came up with an idea. That was to engineer my business so that if I wanted to, I'm not saying I'm necessarily going to do this all the time, but certainly when I'm traveling, I will. If I wanted to, I should be able to completely run my business using nothing but my smartphone. Well, this forced me to think outside of the box. This forced me to change a lot of the things we were doing, because many of the things that we were doing simply could not realistically be done on a smartphone. I tweaked, I modified, I changed, I simplified, I trialed a ton of different services and apps and all kinds of things, trying to find the best solutions. And what I have come up with a mere month later, far faster than, if I'm honest, I actually thought I could do this, is a business structure which I can now completely run using nothing but my smartphone. Well, I say nothing, almost nothing. In 15 minutes from now, I will do the MEFA and EES, Extraordinary English Speakers Group Coaching Call for this week. How will I do it? I will do it using this phone and my AirPods. That's it. Oh, I've also got a notebook and a pen. That is all I'm going to be using to do this. Whereas in the past, I would have done it on my computer station. I would have had a load of things to set up first. I would have had to do sound checks to make sure that my mic was up and running, working. And when people came on, I would have been monitoring the chat whilst I was answering questions, calling people up one by one. Can't do that from my phone. So I tweaked, modified, simplified it. And you know what? Now I sit back in my armchair and I just let people bring themselves up one by one to get their problems sorted by me. What that means is it means I can concentrate on the task at hand and give people much, much better answers, and it's a darn sight more enjoyable and easier for me. This is just a single example. I have done the same throughout every part of my business, and there is now nothing I can't do just on my phone. That, I think, if you think about it, has important implications for you and your English. How can you modify, simplify the methods, the routine, the habits that you are using to improve your English so that you can do it faster, more effectively, and more enjoyably? When we start to put constraints on what we are doing, we start to think outside of the box and we start to find better ways to do things. I am now really looking at this as a part of the teaching and helping people in the improvement of their English. I just completely confused myself trying to explain that. Before, I would have now sent this over to the computer and edited out. Fuck it, I ain't gonna bother. I'm now applying basically what I'm learning here to the teaching of English as well, which is probably going to mean some kind of modification to my method course at some point in the near future, although that said, it's pretty lean, pretty streamlined anyway. But think about this. Life is too short for screwing around with things which are hassle, stress, not enjoyable. I will now not be doing anything that is one, hassle, two, stressful, and three, I don't enjoy doing. So look forward to seeing a different way of doing business, running an English education platform from me, Julian Northbrook, from here on out. Right, this is me, Julian Northbrook, signing out from this video. Head over to doingenglish.com and sign up for my free daily emails if you like. Every single day at around 8 AM Island time, an email from yours truly is going to hit your inbox. Open it, read it, and improve your English one day at a time. And of course, in those emails, you are going to get invites to join my Master English Fast Accelerator program if and only if it is right for you and you are right for it. This is me, once again, now repeating myself like an idiot, signing out. Bye-bye.